This is a chocolate chip pecan refrigerator cookie. Also, it's kind of like a shortbread, which is pretty much my favorite kind of cookie, but it's great for holiday baking because anytime you want to bake some cookies, you just take it out of the freezer and you slice it directly from frozen and bake it. There's no thawing, and you've just kind of basically got cookies at the ready anytime. They only take about 10 minutes to bake. When I give cookies as gifts, I really want them to be freshly baked. I don't want them to be sitting around too long, and especially if I'm going to ship it to someone far away, I want to have just baked it when it gets in the mail so that by the time they get it, it still has a nice flavor and texture. And it starts with a stick of butter, surprise, surprise. This is the time of year when I appreciate the stand mixer more than ever. And then this also calls for oil, and you just want to use like a neutral kind of oil. This is sunflower oil, and then white sugar, brown sugar. And then we'll get that mixing. And then once that is well blended and lighter and fluffier, as you can see this is. And then we're gonna add 1 egg. Try not to get any shell in. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure it's well blended. And then we're going to mix up our dry ingredients, flour, baking powder, and salt. We just want to whisk those together. Once you add the flour to a dough like this, you don't want to overmix it. This also has chopped chocolate. You could also use mini chocolate chips for this, but I really prefer to cut up like a nice semi-sweet dark chocolate. For the pecans, I'm going to use these fresh, wonderful pecans that come from Sharon and Jack's pecan tree in North Texas. I love these pecans. They're so delicious. So this recipe, I don't know where it originally comes from, but my friend Susan gave it to me. I'm sure it was something that she had baked. And the note she wrote on it says, "Kate, there's something about chocolates and pecans." And it's so true. They go so well together. And then just work that in until it's evenly distributed. What I usually like to do with this is let it chill a little bit before I try to form it into the log because it's it's just a little too soft right now. So we shaped the cookie dough into a log, and then we froze it and we wrapped it in some wax paper. This is about half of that dough. You can cut it as is, which is what I'm gonna do, but you could also paint a little egg white on the outside of this and roll it in some additional finely chopped pecans, which is also a really nice touch. So this, you're gonna want them like a little thicker than a 1/4 inch. If they crumble, you can also reshape them. And then these bake at 375 for about 10 minutes. Check on them. If I'm gonna ship cookies, I like to use a tin. You will really preserve the flavor if you can get that airtight container. And then if I'm gonna give cookies away locally, just like to some friends or neighbors or to the piano teacher or viola teacher, then I will try to find something that can maybe hold a little bit more cookies, maybe doesn't need to be as airtight, so you can get into something decorative like this, or one of these little paper ones are nice. You definitely want to make sure that you keep them sealed in an airtight container until that time, so they retain that crunch. Speaking of crunch, let's try one of these. Oh gosh, they're so light and crunchy. I think it might be having that mixture of butter and oil. You're getting that really nice pecan richness, but the chocolate is incredible. It's really good. I think it's definitely worth it to invest in a little bit higher quality chocolate for these because it really does come through. Thanks for watching. That'll do it for this year's round of cookies. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss videos in the future. You can find Earth Eats wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Kate Young. See you next time.